Good morning. Today's topic is types of solar cells. Before going to understand the concept of, before going dive into the concept of types of solar cells, let us understand the importance of solar energy. Solar energy, as we all know, is a free energy. It has been coming from sun since 4 billion years ago. And what is the importance of solar energy ante? The earth is the whatever solar radiation that is received by earth over a 3-day period, that is equal to energy stored in all fossil energy sources on the earth till today. 3 రోజుల్లో మనకు భూమి మీద పడే సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ దేనికి సమానం అంటే మన భూమి మీద ఉన్న అన్ని రకాల ఫాసిల్ ఎనర్జీ ఫ్యూయల్స్, పెట్రోల్ కావచ్చు, క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్ కావచ్చు, గ్యాస్ కావచ్చు, వాటెవర్ ఏ కోల్ కావచ్చు, ఏ రూపంలో తీసుకున్న అన్ని ఎనర్జీస్ని, భూమి మీద ఉన్న అన్ని ఎనర్జీస్ని కలిపితే ఎంత ఎనర్జీ అయితే ఉంటుందో అంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ ఒక్క 3 రోజుల్లో భూమి మీద పడే సోలార్ రేడియేషన్కి సమానం. సో బై దిస్ వీ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ హౌ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండ్ హౌ అబండెంట్ ఈజ్ ద సప్లై ఆఫ్ సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ ఫ్రమ్ ది సన్ విచ్ ఈజ్ బర్నింగ్ సిన్స్ 4 billion years ago. అయితే సిన్స్ the first practical solar cells were made 30 years ago only, and from that 30 years, from day one, we have come up with various solar energy conversion techniques in such a way that now today solar energy can be used in various forms, even in our individual homes with no other alternative source. సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ యొక్క వ్యాస్ట్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఎంతగా డెవలప్ అయిపోయాయంటే టుడే దెర్ ఆర్ వేరియస్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ సోలార్ ఎనర్జీకి సంబంధించి. సోలార్ వాటర్ హీటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ కావచ్చు, ఫ్లాట్ ప్లేట్ కలెక్టర్ కావచ్చు, కాన్సన్ట్రేటింగ్ టైప్ కలెక్టర్ కావచ్చు, లేదా సోలార్ పీవీ సెల్ కావచ్చు. ఏ ఫామ్లో తీసుకున్నా మనకి ఇంటికి సరిపోయే అన్ని రకాల ఎనర్జీ సోర్సెస్కి కూడా వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ solar energy utilized in various forms instead of using this hydroelectric power or any other, in terms of speaking, any other fossil fuel sources. వీటన్నిటిని కూడా రీప్లేస్ చేయగలిగే వేరియస్ ఫామ్స్లో, వేరియస్ ఎఫిషియన్సీస్తో వీ హ్యావ్ సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ. అమాంగ్ దట్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కన్వర్టింగ్ టెక్నిక్ ఈజ్ యూజింగ్ సోలార్ సెల్స్. సోలార్ సెల్స్కి ఉన్న ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏంటంటే దిస్ సోలార్ సెల్ కెన్ బీ అప్లైడ్ టు ఎనీ equipment and it can grab solar radiation and convert it into various forms whose efficiency is far better than any other solar application. And with the invention of a transistor and semiconducting technology, we have several advantages of photovoltaic solar power, among which it is one of the important renewable energy source converter. And what is the difference between non-renewable and renewable? Renewable energy sources or fossil fuel sources will always come up with pollution, whereas this alternative energy source is pollution free and it is existing for over a period of billions of years. మనిషి అన్నవాడు ఎప్పుడు పుట్టాడో అప్పటి నుంచి మొదలైతే ఫ్యూచర్లో అంతం ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుందో భూమికి అంతవరకు, సూర్యుడి అంతం వరకు, భూమి అంతం కంటే కూడా సూర్యుడి అంతాన్ని మనం తీసుకుంటే సూర్యుడు అంతమయ్యే వరకు కూడా సూర్యుడు మనకు ఈ సోలార్ రేడియేషన్ ఇస్తూనే ఉంటారు. మనం దాన్ని యూస్ చేసుకోవడానికి వీ హ్యావ్ వేరియస్ టెక్నిక్స్. సో అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఏ రైనీ డే ఆర్ ఏ క్లౌడీ డే, సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ అవైలబుల్. And today we have designed, scientists have come up with various technologies that even on a cloudy day also there are certain solar equipments which can convert solar energy, minute solar energy, into various forms of energy based on the application that we are using and based on the equipment that we use for it. So, and the best part is this solar energy also reaches remote areas, thus giving a scope of production of electricity even in remote areas where there is no source of even a bus or any other civilized sources. Governments are also finding and encouraging the application of solar energy by giving various subsidies for the people who are going to use these solar efficient equipment instead of using hydroelectric powers. And moreover, a solar cell, as we have already discussed, is a photovoltaic cell, which is an electrical device that converts the energy of light directly into electricity by photovoltaic effect. It is a physical and chemical phenomenon, and solar cells are the building blocks of photovoltaic modules which are actually in application. And types of solar cells, as we have already discussed in our previous video regarding the solar cell limitations, design requirements, working, construction and IV characteristics, let us have in detail discuss about the types of solar cells and their applications. Types of solar cells based on the fabrication method or based on the manufacturing methods. Solar cells can be broadly classified into single crystal silicon cell or monocrystalline silicon cell, polycrystalline silicon cell or thin film or amorphous silicon cell. Actually, this classification is actually done in two forms. First generation silicon solar cells made out of single crystal silicon cell or many crystalline multi-crystalline silicon cells, whereas these thin film or amorphous silicon cells come under second generation, where instead of using silicon we have various other alternatives in order to fabricate a solar cell. So, single crystal silicon cell or monocrystalline silicon cell. Monocrystalline silicon cell is a non-crystalline form of silicon, amorphous silicon. So, monocrystalline silicon cell is a pure form of silicon monocrystalline silicon cell is a pure form of silicon, and the solar cell made out of monocrystalline are highly efficient. They are slow and labor intensive in many manufacturing, due to which these type of solar cells are expensive. Monocrystalline silicon cell is made out of single continuous crystal lattice structure obtained from molten silicon. The crystal is mechanically transformed into thin wafers, polished and doped appropriately in order to form p-n junction. It is also provided with an anti-reflective coating. Monocrystalline rods are extracted from silicon and then sawed into thin plates or wafers. The upper layer of wafers is doped with phosphorus to produce n-type semiconductor. The main drawback are energy intensive in their production. Unit consumption of silicon to produce 1 unit of PV electricity is also quite high. Polycrystalline silicon cell. The production of a monocrystalline silicon cell is high compared to polycrystalline. Polycrystalline cells are less energy intensive and are less costlier. However, the efficiency of a polycrystalline silicon cell will also come down to 10 to 14%, whereas monocrystalline silicon cell efficiency is beyond 15%, goes up to 20%. This form of polycrystalline silicon cell, which is shown in the picture, is obtained by pouring liquid silicon into blocks and shaping them into plates. During this solidification method, crystal structures of various sizes are formed. The size of crystal mainly depends on the cooling conditions. The crystallets are large size are also obtained. This type of silicon cells are the mostly used silicon cells in the world market. The third type are amorphous silicon cell. These come under second generation silicon solar cells. These are of non-crystalline form of silicon, as the name amorphous indicates. It applies thin film technology, and it is widely used in various electronic devices like pocket calculators, watches, lights, indoor lights, etc. They are good replacement cost wise, but their efficiency is very low, ranges between 4 to 8%. They are best performers indoors and are very ideal for electronic equipments, as we have already discussed about it. Amorphous silicon is deposited at very low temperature of around 75 degrees Celsius, which also allows for deposition on plastic as well. It is the simplest cell structure as a sequence in p-n layers. However, these single layer cells suffer from degradation in the power output when exposed to sun. Hence, efficiency goes down. However, the problem has been outcomed by using a triple layer system instead of a single layer, where the thickness of solar cell is just 1 micron or about 1/300th size of monocrystalline silicon cell. The low efficiency rate is partly due to stable Wronski effect, which I am not going to discuss in this video. Later would be discussed in detail, and the result in a decrease in the energy yield of an amorphous silicon panel to 8% is also because of this effect. The principal main advantage of amorphous solar cells is their low manufacturing cost and simple technique of manufacturing. Apart from these three types, amorphous silicon cells can be in depth classified as biohybrid solar cells, buried contact solar cells, cadmium telluride solar cells, concentrated PV cells, copper indium gallium arsenide selenide solar cells, copper indium gallium selenide solar cells, dye sensitized solar cells, gallium arsenide germanium solar cells, hybrid solar cells, luminescent solar concentrated cells, which is not in our syllabus, and hence we are not going to discuss about them. However, I would like to give a glimpse of gallium arsenide germanium solar cell. Gallium arsenide is composed of mainly gallium and arsenic. Gallium arsenide, which is a semiconductor with greater saturated electron velocity, electron mobility than that of the silicon, would be the most suitable. A semiconductor that has electrical conductivity between an insulator and a conductor, as we all know. Another important and different quality of gallium arsenide is that it has a direct band gap, thus denoting a compound that can emit light efficiency. It is a 3V direct band gap semiconductor with zinc blende crystal structure. Gallium arsenide is also used in the manufacture of devices like microwave frequency integrated circuits, monolithic microwave integrated circuits, laser diodes, optical windows, light emitting diodes. Because of these factors, gallium arsenide also has a higher breakdown voltage and transistors produce less noise when operated at the high frequency, unlike as their silicon counterparts. Because of these factors, gallium arsenide has been a best choice for many electrical applications ranging from the common to the extraordinary. Some of these also include cellular telephones, satellite communication, micro and nano technologies. Gallium arsenide crystal is also grown using thin film technology. Cadmium telluride solar cell. It is the only thin film technology with lower cost than conventional solar cells made of crystalline silicon in multi-kilowatt system. It has the smallest carbon footprint, lowest water usage and shortest energy payback time of all solar technologies. The toxicity of cadmium is the only environmental concern, which is a challenging problem for the recycling of cadmium telluride modules at the end of their lifetime. The usage of rare materials may also become a limiting factor to the industry of cadmium telluride solar cell. The rare abundance of tellurium, which is comparable to that of the platinum on the earth, also contributes to the module's cost. Cadmium telluride technology is prominent with more than half of the thin film market, and it is the manufacturer of this solar cell is the first solar based company in Arizona. Whereas, however, the sad part of the story is that cadmium is one of the top 6 deadliest and toxic materials, at least in terms of acute exposure. It is toxic if it is dust is inhaled or it is handled improperly. The toxicity is not solely due to the cadmium content, whereas the cadmium telluride quantum dots triggers extensive reactive oxygen damage to the cell membrane, mitochondria and cell nucleus, and hence the growth of cadmium telluride solar cell market in the market is a very challenging problem. Apart from this thin film solar technology, another developed version of solar cell is quantum dot solar cell. Quantum dot solar cell is a cell designed that based on quantum dots as photovoltaic material. They have band gaps which are tunable over a wide range of energy levels by changing the size of the quantum dot. The band gap, whereas in bulk material the band gap is fixed by the choice of the material, and hence This is the attracting point in quantum dot solar cells, where a variety of materials can be used to improve the efficiency of converting solar energy over a wide range of solar spectrum. These quantum dots are of the size of exciton Bohr radius, and due to quantum mechanics considerations, the electron energies can exist within them become finite, which is not a normal concept when we study an atom. These quantum dots are also referred as artificial atoms, whose energy levels are tunable or variable by changing their size, thus changing the band gaps. The tuning is obtained by varying the synthesis duration of temperature. This ability of tuning the band gap makes quantum dots favorable for manufacturing of solar cells. Moreover, CQDs offer easy synthesis and preparation. That is, quantum dots are typically synthesized in small batches but can be produced on large scale. Large scale production can use various techniques that are used to grow nanomaterials, thus giving a wide opportunity in the market for quantum dot solar cells, whose efficiency lies between 7 to 8%. The tabular column below shows us comparison between monocrystalline solar cell, polycrystalline solar cell, thin film solar cell, concentrated PV cell. Concentrated PV cell is another type of PV cells which we haven't discussed earlier. Let us have a glimpse of concentrated PV. Concentrated PV cells, in short, are also known as luminant solar concentrated cells, which uses a thin sheet of material and traps solar radiation over a large area before converting the energy. The thin sheet of material is usually made up of polymer doped with luminescent species like dyes, quantum dots, rare earth complexes, or organic dyes. The main inspiration for these luminescent solar cells is to replace large area of expensive solar cells in a standard flat plate panel with a cheaper alternative, thus reducing the cost and increasing the efficiency of conversion. Advantage of using these type of solar cells is that it can collect both direct and diffuse solar radiation, which is a significant point in building up solar cells. It also has a broad absorption range for solar spectrum, thus utilizing maximum solar radiation, increasing the efficiency of concentrated PV cell than compared with other sort of PV cells. As we can see in the table, concentrated PV cell has efficiency of 41%, which is double the efficiency of monocrystalline solar cell. It also is provided with solar tracker and cooling system, thus increasing the efficiency and maintaining the same value all through the operating period. Apart from the types of solar classification of solar cells, here comes the arrangement of solar cells. Arrangement of solar cells is not done with a single cell, because the output of a single cell will be in terms of microamperes, which is very less than the usual household usages. In order to acquire adequate current and voltage, we need to connect more than one solar cell in series and parallel combinations, both for household purposes and commercial purposes as per the requirement. This arrangement of solar cells in parallel or series combination or both is called as solar module or array depending upon the number of solar cells embedded into them. This picture shows a solar module where solar cells are combined in series combination and connected to one another. The number of solar cells in a solar module will be as per the requirement. In general, there are 60 cells or 60 solar cells to 72 solar cells depending upon whether we are using it for the household appliance or for the commercial or industrial level. A solar array is built up of and the various solar panels arranged, solar modules arranged in series and parallel combination behind the picture is nothing but the solar array arrangement, which is made by interconnecting various more than one or two solar modules. Thus, the arrangement is made in such a way that as per the requirement of appropriate voltage. For example, two modules of 12 volts connected in series gives us 24 volts of solar voltage. The cells are together in an airtight rigid metal base with transparent cover over it. The most common modules are from 60 and 72. Module lifetime and warranties are 20 years with 90% efficiency warranty for first 10 years and 80% of efficiency warranty for the next coming 10 years. This figure clearly shows the solar cell, solar module, solar array arrangements. Applications of solar cell. Solar electric power is a very good alternative which is inexhaustible until the sun dies. Solar PV systems are found to be economical even in the rural and remote hilly areas where there are no grid power supplies. These solar PV cells can be used for solar water heating systems, solar heating of buildings in cold countries, solar distillation in seashore areas, solar pumping in water deficit areas, solar drying of agricultural and animal products, solar furnaces, solar cooking, solar electric power generation, solar thermal power production, solar greenhouses are the most widely applicable solar cell applications. However, there are certain limitations in photovoltaic systems. Their initial cost of installation is high. Energy storage system is to be installed for the night time. Large area is required for installing these arrays. Their efficiency is low. They do not generate power during cloudy season or during the rainy season. So that's all about types of solar cells and their applications.